Most men are very nervous on their first date, like me. But Henry Roth is an exception. He was the complete opposite. He loved going on dates every weekend with someone new. This is not what makes him worth giving a tribute to. In the movie 50 First Dates, the main character, Henry Roth, deserves a tribute for the unusual transformation he experienced while dating women. It is a special transformation that he went through after meeting a woman named Lucy. Lucy has Goldfield syndrome, and Goldfield syndrome is a type of amnesia where your short-term memory loss is affected, resulting in only remembering the long-term effects that were prior to the accident or whenever the syndrome was first diagnosed. His goal was fighting for another date, a chance to see her, or another reason to see her, whether she remembers it or not, because of the Goldfield syndrome. Henry Roth is admirable for leaving the dating life of seeing a different woman every day, every weekend, and being able to stick with one woman and love her even though she has an illness that most men would have left for. Because of the lifelong hardships they'd have to face, and how easy it would be to say no and let go, and her not remember the consequences. Speaking to a crowd of mostly women, I think men should look up to Henry Roth for this strong characteristic of being able to love a woman with a disability. I think men should look up to Henry Roth for this strong characteristic because because this makes him a good role model for other men. And it makes the women happy. Henry Roth from 50 First Dates is a fictional character that exhibits actions that make him worth giving a tribute to. The first reason that Henry is worth giving a tribute to is when he first met Lucy. After wanting to meet Lucy again, one of the owners of the place that they usually met at warned Henry of going out and continuing going on these dates with Lucy because of the syndrome that she had and how hard it would be to deal in a long-term effect, in a long-term relationship that it's not necessarily something that she needs. The second reason is that he hurts her feelings one day, and he goes and tries to apologize to her and her brother and her dad, who have been taking care of her ever since the accident. They are very protective of her, and they want to see that she gets the best of life and that she just stays happy, and that makes them happy. She doesn't need a guy making her cry and all this nonsense that she's been living with happily without having to cry. But what Henry does is unique because it goes against the dad and the brother, who are her two closest people. And he sees other ways that he can find her and meet up with her and go on these dates with her just because he loves being around her. The third reason is whenever Henry and Lucy were continuing their relationship, she doesn't want to continue the relationship after she realizes that he has left his lifelong goal for her, something that she wouldn't remember the next day, and something that he shouldn't have to deal with. Henry, in the result of that, looks at her and explains to her that he's happy loving her and that he doesn't need to focus on his lifelong goals. But he will still continue his lifelong goals and break up with her if that's what she really wants. So he ends up leaving and continuing his lifelong goals. And this shows a true love for being able to let go of something that you would give your life to. Henry Roth Roth is a good role model because he experiences a transformation from being a womanizer to loving one woman after everyone is against him talking to this woman that has a unique syndrome. Henry's dedication for this unique relationship is why my tribute speech is dedicated to Henry Roth of 50 First Dates. An outcome that no one would have expected to see from Henry, but also a relationship no one would have expected Lucy to ever have. After being a womanizer, Henry meets Lucy, a woman with Goldfield syndrome, and experiences difficulties trying to meet her again and make her his girlfriend. Having an audience of mostly women, this is relatable to you all for reasons that you want your man to be supportive in everything you do, and not having the fear of meeting a guy because of some flaw that you may think you have. A perfect relationship is one that each person is always trying to make the other person happy, because that is what makes you yourself happy. Thanks for listening.
Good job.